Hello, everyone. Let's kick off. Thank you for joining. Welcome to today's session, where we will be talking about Dartfish and Dartfish's video replay solutions. And please be aware that the session will be recorded. The recording will be shared with you afterwards. For now, your microphones are muted, but I do encourage you to use the chat to ask any questions, and we will take time at the end to answer them. So for now, please share your expectations or welcome. You are welcome to share your expectations, what you would like to hear in the webinar. And in case I don't cover those points, we will then discuss them in the Q&A session. Again, a friendly reminder, this is not a sport-specific video replay solution. This is a general one, and some sports have specific requirements, which we will cover in later sessions. So let's go. A bit about myself. My name is Christoph. I am specialized in sports technology. I grew up in Hungary. I was raised in Hungary, and then I moved to Cologne to complete sport management master studies in Cologne Sport University. And then through a twist, I ended up being in sports technology, where I spent the last 8 years. And this took me to providing services to quite some football leagues in the beginning. And then since ever, I also have been to a couple of International Handball Federation World Championships. And that is the major part about me. And today, we are focusing on video replay by Dartfish. So let's take a look at the agenda. I will start with the introduction of Dartfish, and then we will cover a couple of sections about video replay in sports and why it can be important. Functionalities of Dartfish video replay, the new look, and a high-level overview of the system setup before we come to the takeaways and the Q&A session. So this is the program for the next roughly 30 minutes. And let's go to the next one. So about Dartfish, some of you might have heard about the company before in a different context though. So Dartfish is known for motion and tactical analysis from its past. And Dartfish also came to a new product line, which is then video replay. So who and what is Dartfish? Dartfish is a Swiss company based in Fribourg, Switzerland, and was founded in 1999 by PhD students of the Lausanne University, who had a keen interest in comparing skiers' motions throughout their PhD studies, to which they prepared a simulation software to enable themselves and the users to compare the parallel movements of skiers. And this is how they called the company to life. Currently, we have offices in over 14 countries. Some of those, for example, US, Japan, Germany, France, and Brazil, besides Switzerland, of course. The core product of the motion analysis is used by federations and clubs, coaches and athletes. And over 70% of Winter Olympic medalists actually use Dartfish. So what Dartfish did so far, performance and motion analysis. And since 2023, we have a new product line, the video replay. And in 2023, Dartfish obtained the FIFA certification for football, which is the highest of standards, and it proves how Dartfish is useful and reliable in the highest standards. The company's mission outlines 4 principles to make athletes better, teams stronger, officials fairer, and sports safer. So today we are actually concentrating on officials fairer because that is the idea of video replay. Dartfish is recognized around the world, and we have partnered up, for example, with the International Handball Federation, USA Taekwondo. We are supplier to the World Baseball and Softball Confederation, Paris Olympics handball qualifiers. We have been there and supplying the Welsh Football Federation and the Mauritanian Football Federation with our systems, as well as a couple of confederations like Goiânia, Espírito Santo, and Pará in Brazil. Also, cricket is a good example. We have a local partner in India, to which I will come at a later point. To discuss why replay in sports becomes important and why is that? Do you have any ideas? You are welcome to share your ideas in the chat. You can send your reactions. I will wait for a few seconds. If you have any ideas, please share them. And I will explain my take. So why is video replay important? One of the major remembrance of mine is Frank Lampard's shot during the FIFA World Cup in 2010 in South Africa, England against Germany match, where he hit the ball, it hit the crossbar, and it bounced on the ground. Was it behind the goal line or not? Who knows? But who decides? And what did actually happen? So those are critical moments where the technology can be of aid for the referees and on-field officials. As we live in a world full of innovations and technology, it could not be imagined a few years back. So why not use it? And why not support the referees? We have all been there probably to have doubted referees' decisions and why they decided, how they decided. So video replay is conceptualized to support referee decisions, and we want to avoid critical errors. How can we do that? And how can video replay aid it? So a human has 2 eyes. A referee is in one position on the field, and he sees what he sees. How can we verify key moments? For example, goals, play, ball in and out, or for example in Taekwondo, touch or no touch. And the best camera angles can actually make a difference between what the referee actually saw and what happened. These are key aspects that we need to consider. This is my point and my take why video replay became important. As I mentioned in the beginning, officials fairer. So what happens when you come to the end of your favorite team's handball match? The clock is ticking. You are shouting on the stands. What is happening? Does your team score the goal or does it not? So this is where video replay can come in handy and decide whether a ball has crossed the line before the clock ended, before the match ended. The buzzer goes off and you don't know. A moment of uncertainty. Is it valid? Who knows? referees look at each other. What should we do? So at the IHF World Championships, they can come to the sideline and do a slow motion replay to review the action. The image shows you the ball approaching the goal line, and then what happens? The referees go frame by frame, and the point is to decide whether the buzzer was happening before the ball actually crossed the line. Was it a valid goal? And in this case, it is clear that the ball has not crossed the line. So therefore, the referees might have said, okay, this was a valid goal, but they came out and they decided it's not a goal. Do you have any suggestions which sports to come to your mind when you speak about VAR or video replay? VAR is specific for football, soccer, and video replay is more of a general term. Which sports do you think have video replay already? Or which ones should have video replay more? Or if not used, then at all? Happy to read your comments in the chat section. Okay, so what does it take to have a video replay system? And how does video replay of Dartfish work? Let's clarify. First, let's take a step back. I would like to come to a misconception that I have seen previously. And this means, yeah, VAR will fix all my refereeing errors. Or never again any controversial decisions. We have the video replay. But is it true? Does this eliminate all of the errors? Let's see. My point is, though, it does to the vast majority of situations and questionable incidents. But what factors do play into this? So what you need to remember, the quality of your cameras will be a huge influential factor. If something is not shown by the camera, also the video replay cannot use a different angle than what is available. So imagine a handball match again, come back to the same example. There is a hit of an elbow into a face of a player, but none of the cameras actually show it. Now your key player is laying on the ground, nose bleeding, but what happens? Well, in this case, that's a bad luck. But again, to highlight, your cameras will show the slow motion, the replays, and that's what you can use. So what are the key features of a replay system, but more specifically, Dartfish replay system? What can you expect? What do you want the system to do? So what does it mean? Instant replay, you have no delay. You can replay all of the footage in an instant. You don't need to wait 30 seconds for cloud to process the footage. You can immediately start rewinding and reviewing key sections. You can slow down, replay in slow motion. You can do zooming. You can do frame by frame stepping if necessary. Sometimes the movements are so quick that you actually must go frame by frame instead of fluid motion. Are there key moments where you need some sort of tagging and identification of key moments? So what do you can do event tagging. You can enable switching the angles. If you have multiple angles showing the action, you can go through them. One thing to remember, they need to be synchronized. So once you're done with the match or event, you can export for later use. You can take your clips from the event, use it for later. Integration of broadcast feeds, if so, or using your own cameras. Scalable setup means simply you can use less cameras, you can use more cameras. And post-game analysis again with the clips that you have exported from previous footage. In terms of transparency, it is really crucial to keep everyone happy. And by everyone, it means the spectators as well. So in the name of transparency, many times it is crucial that you actually do share your output of the video replay towards the broadcast, so it can be included into the program footage. And then Dartfish is proud to say that custom features can also be added. Okay, but enough of the features. What benefits do you get from the features? Because features are nice to have, but it is the problem that the feature needs to solve. So how do you benefit from these features? Let's see. Multi-angle synchronization and frame by frame. So multi-angle, let's officials see what the naked eye probably cannot see. That's important. And it gives you confidence. Referee decisions are always criticized. As an event organizer, you want to be in a situation where your referees are backed up. And if you can use the technology for that, you should. And you want to support your referees to the final stages. So synchronization, I highlighted a couple of balls if you follow my mouse. Synchronization, I on purpose desynchronized the cameras. So here on a couple of them, you can see clearly the ball hitting the ground. And on some of those, the ball has already left the ground or has just not reached the ground. Why is it important? So imagine your favorite football team running plays and giving pressure to the opponent. It's a draw coming to the end of the match. Offside decision. Is it offside? Is it not? It is absolutely key to identify the moment of play to be able to decide whether it was an offside setting or not. And for that, you absolutely must be synchronized. Because imagine you have one camera which shows the ball being touched by the player who is kicking the ball, another camera showing the offside situation. And imagine the ball has already left, or when the kicker touches the ball, but it's not synchronized with the other image, then you will have an inconsistency and maybe you allow an offside goal, or maybe you decline a regular goal. Absolutely important. Okay, so this is for multi-angle. So highlighting multi-angle, why do you need it? Because sometimes one camera doesn't show the action, the other does. Synchronization, you have to keep them synchronized for the matter of actually proving that it was a regular move or an unfair move. And back up your referees. Okay, so tagging and exporting. Why is tagging and exporting crucial? Imagine you have a couple of deciding incidents in a match and you want to save them for later educational purposes. So instantly mark incidents that are key to your specific sport. It can be goals, fouls, ball in and out. Create more precise timestamped clips. We can create you a set of rules, and when you click on your customized tagging panel, it will automatically generate an event which can be afterwards saved off in an MP4 video file that you can store for later educational purposes. So what do you have as a benefit? Sped up referee reviews, knowledge for later, which provides a bridge between officiating and coaching, and full transparency, which I will cover in the next one. So transparency. How do you want to keep the fans and spectators engaged? They are really, really important for you as a sport. Probably they finance the majority of your revenues. So the system is therefore designed with the notion of sharing the output back to the broadcaster to keep the fans engaged and informed. Again, the picture on the top is a live feed, live snapshot from a program broadcast, which was on live TV. And imagine you watching the match, and then you see the two officials at the review system, but you don't know what's going on. And here comes in the principle of transparency and sharing the feed, live feed, duplicated to the TV. So you can see in live and the same perspective as the referees look at. This will give you confidence and trust that the referees actually made a good decision. On the image of on the bottom, you can see by how much it is a goal or no goal. So please let me know in the chat, do you think the ball is in or is the ball not in? Can you identify? Maybe the image is a bit small, but probably it will give you enough clarity for your decision. So imagine you are the referee. You need to make a decision. You come to the review system, and this is what you are presented with. Do you rule for a goal or do you not? Custom feature. As I mentioned in the previous slide, custom features can be added. A very good example is the above image. So have you ever been in a situation where your gut tells you, oh, there was a touch, but you review the images and you don't see any deflection of the ball, but you still believe your referee gut says, oh, there must have been a touch. Here comes in the audio graph we can generate. So when the batter is swinging his bat and the ball is being touched by a tiny bit, and you might not be seeing it on the curve of the ball, but still you can clearly see it. There was a touch on the graph. So what happens? The invisible becomes visible. Okay, so far we have seen the classic look of Dartfish, but let's discover the new look. So one of my favorite things about the new touchscreen version is how it opens the door for anyone. You don't need dedicated personnel for managing the technology. Imagine you are a small tournament. You don't have the resources to engage a renowned company for providing you with the services. And yet you find an alternative with which you can just tap, swipe, and review. This is how it looks. It is made so easy that anyone ever having used a smartphone is capable of using the interface. It is kept compact and portable. which is also what we had in mind when creating the system, that you don't have the capacity simply to carry around heavy stuff. Intuitive navigation enables you to instantly replay with simple gestures. So on the next slide, I will play a short video which actually highlights the features of the touchscreen interface. There is no sound on the video that you will hear, but I will make my comments. So when you have kiosk in front of you, we call it kiosk. When you start the system, you will have a small information window with the number of connected sources and the space available for the recording. If you want to start recording, you simply press on the button Start Game. And now you will have all of the speed controls. So with the speed controls, you can play through the footage with different gestures on the screen. If you swipe with one finger, that enables you to be more precise. And if you do the same motion with two fingers, that will give you a faster rewinding option. You have a play pause button. You have a frame stepping button, frame back, frame forwards, with which you play around and decide on which frame you want to take, or just simply replay as slow as possible. You have 3 looping buttons, one full speed, one 50% speed, and one 25% speed. You can go through every single angle by double tapping, making it full screen. And then on the second double tap, you can come back to the overview or just change between all of the views. And then with the arrow on the bottom right corner, you can come back to the overview. Once you're done with your check, there is a button on the top left corner, which brings you back to live. At the end of the match, you simply tap on the Stop Game button. Everything is saved on your local PC. What we discussed previously, it absolutely needs, it is crucial for you to be synchronized. How do you do that? So with the frame stepping buttons, you will identify a frame of relevance. You stop the image there, and that will be your camera to which you will synchronize the other ones. So you need to activate by one tap every angle, and with the plus minus buttons, you can simply move backwards and forwards on the relevant frame until you are happy, and then you confirm. At the end of the process, you will go back live. So that is it for this short video. Okay, so we have covered quite a bit of general stuff, which applies to many of the other video replay systems. We have covered some theoretical points. And now let's discuss what is needed for the Dartfish VAR system in terms of hardware and in terms of organization. So what do you need? The image shows a football pitch, but it can be any of the sports again. So what do you need? Dartfish has been a software company previously and only provided software for the users. With the video replay, it has changed. So let me walk you through how we constructed the idea of actually providing with the replay systems with the hardware as well. So what do you need? As a high-level graph, you will need to collect the camera feeds. Whether it is a production by TV, whether you want to set up your IP cameras, or actually it is a combination of the three, or the two, sorry, as a third option, you can mix SDI and IP inputs, not only one or the other. In terms of the capacity, you can ingest up to 10 feeds into one system by any sport. And in football, you are regulated by FIFA, which means if you spot the numbering here, it shows you a little bit different, because in VAR Lite, you are limited to 8 cameras, and in usual VAR setup, you are not limited to any. So what do you need? You need a location identified where the camera signal handover happens. So if it's TV, you need to arrange it with TV. Do I collect my feeds at the location of the broadcast? Or can they supply me at the position where we decide the replay station will be? We need to identify where the actual position is. So for this, you as a competition organizer or international governing body, you can say, okay, I want my system to be right next to the pitch or court, as it was in handball. Or FIFA say, you must be in an enclosed environment. Then you need to think about how to connect the locations, how you connect the ingest location to the VAR location, and how you connect the VAR location to the on-field review location. You will need a laptop or mini PC, which we will supply in a replay system. That's possible. You will need network switching equipment, and you will need a monitor to show the footage to the referees. So the referees, you will either want them to control themselves, as with the touchscreen I showed, or you can also hire Dartfish for servicing, just like International Handball Federation did. The audio system, we can ingest different ones. We can supply our solution, or we have successful integration of Vogo, for example. But that is just one of the many. What else do you need? So besides the hardware and the connections, you will need the software license. So the software license comes in different editions, depending on the number of inputs you actually need. So that works on a case-by-case basis. So what did we want to create as a video replay solution? We wanted to keep it compact. We wanted to keep it small, portable. And this is the notion that we followed. So once you contact me in the later stage and we discuss the potential solutions for you, and you need a mobile solution and portable, I can create the customized box for you, which will be something like 50 by 50 by 50 centimeters per piece, roughly. About Dartfish software. So what I mentioned before, Dartfish has been a software company previously, and that has changed a little bit with the introduction of the new product line in video replay. What comes with it? Yearly subscription base. So the Dartfish provides you with the software on a yearly fee, unlimited usage. So many times video replay comes with an external company and their staff. We want to enable you to training and support that you don't necessarily need to rely on external resources. This will save you cost. So with the unlimited usage and yearly subscription base, you use it as many times as you want. You don't need to contact us. You just do as you wish. What we discussed previously, instant replay, tagging, and exporting are of course then included. Dartfish has an online platform for storing and organizing the clips, which you can share with dedicated personnel. This means you have a channel administrator, and specific videos can be shared to specific people. If you don't want all of your referees to have access to all of the videos, you can manage it, again, case by case. And pricing comes on demand, discussing your specific needs. We have a case-by-case approach. So, who is Dartfish video replay system for? It is coming to federations and clubs who need a lower approach than, for example, one of the bigger competitors on the market, and you are happy with a similarly professional addition on a lower cost base. Event organizers who need a compact plug-and-play system. You can travel with it. Setup is fast, run with minimal staff. Referees and all officials. So, for example, you have a handball match where you want to enable the referees themselves actually to rewind. Or it is a water polo match. Doesn't matter. So the ease of use is really crucial for us to have clear visuals for non-tech people, because you will have pressure. Your referees will be facing booing from the crowd maybe. And even in those circumstances, they will need swift and quick interaction with the interface. Also new sports. For example, we had a proof of concept with a client for SpeedSoft. It was successful. So any new sports who are aspiring for video replay, come speak to us. And what we also offer is not only I sell you something which is okay, but I also offer you a partnership collaboration. So I am happy to consult you how you can integrate video replay into your specific sport, in case you don't have it yet. Key takeaways. What did we learn today? Again, a Q&A session is coming up. So highlights. Yeah, at the end of the day, video replay is not only about technology. It is about trust and fairness. Trust that the right decision was made. Trust that referees have come to the correct decision, and that has been communicated towards the coaches and athletes. Trust from the fans. The game is fair. So the technology, if it can create trust, then I encourage you to discover your options. Well, this is enough talking from me. In the Q&A section now, I am happy to revise specific ones. So, all sports do need video replay in some way. Cricket, climbing. That's an interesting point. Rugby, okay. NCAA volleyball. Ooh. In and out. How does one go about getting trained in the Dartfish software? So, Isan, thank you for your question. So, question number one, getting trained in the Dartfish VAR software. When we make a deal, the deal includes online or on-site training depending on your location and easiness of accessing your location. So depends where you are. We are open to provide you with online tutorials and online sessions, but also we can come swing by. So let's say you acquire a system or multiple systems for that matter, and we will deliver it to you. And when we do it, you will receive in-person training from our expert. So what is the cost of our training program? It will depend on your specific sport and the number of systems. I encourage you to get in touch after the call. Let's organize a meeting where we can discuss your specific requirements, because I said, yeah, it's a case-by-case solution. So upon completion of the course, do participants receive an official certification? No, we are not FIFA to provide you with a certification. We provide you with the knowledge, and you will have earned the knowledge for yourself. And yeah, there is no extra piece of paper you will receive. So El, you have a Dartfish subscription. Okay, so I see that Gina already sent you a message. Gina is my colleague at Dartfish and is representing us in the US. Adrian, thank you for your question. So dedicated operator, or let the officials review the footage themselves. Good question. It really depends on your desires. So in my personal experience, sometimes referees actually do prefer to have operators. It makes their life a little bit easier. But in many cases, referees actually think they are faster if they check for themselves because they actually know what they want to see instead of verbally communicating to an operator and then waiting for the operator to deliver the footage. The referee can find it for himself, maybe quicker. Maybe it's a subjective decision you can think about for your specific sport. Any more questions? Okay. In this case, I would like to announce the next one, which will be specific to football or soccer, as you might call it in the US. We are planning one in-depth VAR webinar in November. You will receive a similar approach in an email as you have received for this one. In case you're interested, please reach out and we will communicate the date to you. So in that webinar, we will go much more into the specifics of football. Today was really not focusing on any of the sports specifically, but much rather to give you an overview. Please, if you have any questions, as we have seen in the chat and discussed, you are more than welcome to reach out and we will organize a one-on-one session where we can discuss what your specific needs are so I can make a tailored offer for you. Okay, with this, I would like to thank you for your attention and please reach out. Have a good day.